If employee benefits feel more complicated, and honestly, more expensive, than they did even a year ago, you're not imagining it.
As we head into 2026, benefit strategy is becoming one of the biggest pressure points for employers.
Yeah, between rising healthcare costs and changing employee expectations, a lot of businesses are realizing they can't just renew the same plan and hope for the best anymore. Welcome back to Insights Delivered, brought to you by HRDelivered.
This is the podcast where we break down weekly HR guidance, compliance updates, and people-first strategies for growing teams based on the real conversations we're having with employers every day.
And today we're talking about employee benefits trends for 2026. What's changing, what's driving those changes, and what employers should actually be thinking about now so they're not reacting under pressure later. Because this isn't about chasing trends for the sake of it. It's about understanding where benefit strategy is headed and making smarter decisions before renewal season forces your hand.
Exactly. So let's start with what's really driving all of this: rising healthcare costs. Healthcare costs continue to be one of the biggest challenges employers are facing heading into 2026. And it's not just premiums. We're seeing higher deductibles, higher out-of-pocket costs, and more employees feeling the financial impact directly.
Which creates a tough dynamic. Employers are trying to manage costs, but employees are asking, why does this feel harder to afford every year?
Right. And that's why more employers are starting to look closely at how their plans are structured, not just how much they cost. We're seeing more conversations around plan design, contribution strategies, and cost transparency.
Transparency is a big one. Employees want to understand what their benefits actually cover, not just see numbers on a summary sheet. This is also where we're seeing more small and mid-sized businesses rethink how they offer benefits.
Yes, and this is important. For a lot of employers, this isn't about outsourcing HR, it's about access.
Access to stronger benefits options, often comparable to what larger organizations can offer. In a PEO structure, smaller businesses can sometimes offer that big company benefits experience without needing a massive internal HR team.
And that matters when employees are comparing offers side by side, especially in competitive hiring markets where benefits can tip the scale.
Another major trend shaping benefits in 2026 is flexibility. And flexibility means different things to different employees.
Today's workforce spans multiple generations, family situations, and financial priorities, which makes a one-size-fits-all benefits approach much less effective. We're seeing more interest in flexible benefit plans, voluntary benefits, HSAs, and dependent care FSAs.
These options allow employees to choose what actually fits their needs, while helping employers manage overall costs. And when flexible benefits are paired with flexible work arrangements, retention tends to improve.
Another thing we're seeing more of heading into 2026 is a focus on cost transparency.
Employees want to understand deductibles, copays, and out-of-pocket maximums before they're surprised by a bill, and that's pushing employers towards smarter plan design.
For example, pairing high-deductible health plans with HSAs, but only when employees are educated on how those plans actually work. Education is critical here. A well-designed plan doesn't help if employees don't know how to use it. Clear communication increases perceived value without necessarily increasing cost.
Another big shift going into 2026, benefits are no longer viewed as just a compliance requirement, they're a retention strategy. Competitive benefits can reduce turnover, improve morale, and strengthen employee loyalty.
Especially when benefits are paired with wellness initiatives and professional development opportunities. Employees want to feel supported, not just paid.
One area employers are paying more attention to is benefits hygiene, which really means managing benefits intentionally throughout the year, not just at renewal.
That includes claims management, proactive renewal planning, and ongoing employee education. When employees understand how to use their coverage, choosing the right level of care, using in-network providers, taking advantage of preventive services, employers often see fewer surprises.
Wellness and preventive care are also continuing to gain momentum. Mental health support, preventive screenings, and access to support services are becoming expected, not optional.
And beyond supporting employees, these programs can help reduce claims long-term. They also reinforce a culture that values well-being, which employees notice. So if we bring all of this together, what should employers be doing now to prepare for 2026?
First, Review your current benefits plans and identify cost drivers and gaps. Second, gather employee feedback to understand what benefits actually matter. Third, explore flexible options that support different needs and life stages. And fourth, communicate benefits clearly so employees understand and value what's being offered. Planning ahead allows employers to stay competitive without scrambling later. When you step back and look at all of this together, what really stands out to me is that benefits in 2026 aren't about adding more just to keep up. They're about being more intentional.
I agree. Employers are being pushed to think differently, and not just about cost, but about value.
What employees actually understand, what they actually use, and how benefits support them long term.
And that's a shift, because for a long time, benefits decisions were made once a year, mostly behind the scenes.
And now, employees are asking better questions. They want transparency, flexibility, and support that matches their real lives.
Which means employers who take the time to review plan design, educate employees, and manage benefits year-round are going to be in a much better position.
The businesses that do well in 2026 won't necessarily be the ones spending the most. They'll be the ones planning the smartest. And that planning doesn't have to be overwhelming. It starts with understanding what's changing, where the pressure points are, and what options are available.
Exactly. This is one of those areas where being proactive gives you real breathing room later.
And if any of these trends sound familiar, or you're already seeing them show up in your workforce, you're not alone. We're having these conversations with employers every day.
This conversation is based on an article from the HRDelivered blog.
For a deeper breakdown of employee benefits trends for 2026, visit hrdelivered.com/blog. And if you're listening on Spotify, be sure to follow Insights Delivered and turn on notifications.
We release new episodes every week. Thanks for listening.